Chih-i's understanding of the truth, or the middle way Buddha nature, is different from that of Nagarjuna, who takes emptiness or the middle way to be the truth. Chih-i's methods are different from Nagarjuna's, demonstrating that the issue of concept is more fundamental than that of philosophical method. Although it is undeniable that Chih-i inherits much from the Madhyamika's understanding and realization of the truth, his affiliation with the Madhyamika in thought is far outweighed by his difference from the school, as is evidenced mostly in his unique conception of the middle way Buddha nature, the truth or ultimate truth for him. He ascribes three characteristics as belonging to the middle way Buddha nature, namely permanence, function, and all-embracement of dharmas. These characteristics are unanimously spoken of in the context of Buddha nature. Because the middle way, itself the way or truth, is identified with Buddha nature, it follows that the truth possesses these characteristics. The truth is permanent, functional, and all-embracing in nature. Nagarjuna does not mention the concept of Buddha nature in his Karika. The truth for him, whether it be emptiness or the middle way, has nothing to do with these characteristics. Among these characteristics of the middle way Buddha nature, it is the functional nature that is depicted and elaborated most often in Chih-i's works. This is evidence of Chih-i's special emphasis on the functional or dynamic aspect of the truth. In view of the fact that this nature is basically delineated in terms of the transformation of sentient beings undertaken by bodhisattvas, Chih-i's deep concern about the welfare of sentient beings in their residence, the empirical world, is beyond doubt. But how can truth be functional or dynamic? Or how can truth initiate actions? Chih-i's understanding is that truth can be construed not only as principle, which tends to be static, but also as a pure mind that can act. He identifies the Buddha nature with the pure mind, and consequently speaks of the various functions of the middle way Buddha nature. Buddha nature is not different from the middle way, which is revealed as a principle in the transcendence of extremes. The pure mind, therefore, is not different from, but is identified with the middle way. This identification of the pure mind with the middle way, or principle, is comparable to the fundamental idea of Neo-Confucianism, that the mind is the principle. This idea, advocated by Lu Qiangshan and Wang Yangming, characterizes the Chinese way of philosophizing with regard to the issue of truth. That is, truth is not only the principle, but also the mind. Roughly speaking, Chih-i's identification of the pure mind and middle way can be taken as a Buddhist expression of this idea. Does Nagarjuna touch on the issue of pure mind? In the Karika, Nagarjuna does mention the mind, but in a negative tone, quote, "Where mind's functional realm ceases, the realm of words also ceases. For indeed, the essence of existence, or dharmata, is like nirvana, without origination and destruction." Close quote. Nagarjuna speaks here not only of the mind, or citta, but also of the mind's functional realm, or citta-gochara. Kumarajiva renders the latter as Hin-sing, which means actions of the mind. The functions, or actions of the mind, however, have to be stopped in order to attain the dharma nature, or dharmata, or the truth. This mind is, by all means, delusive. Nagarjuna is definitely aware of the issue of mind, but only as a delusive mind. There is no sign in the Karika that he has the idea of pure mind, much less the identification of the pure mind with the middle way. He does not understand the truth in terms of the pure mind, whether it be emptiness or the middle way. Accordingly, his truth is not functional or dynamic. Chih-i also differs significantly from the Madhyamika in the issue of the realization of the truth. The most striking feature of this issue is seen in his conception of expediency. That is, even defilements can play important roles in transforming sentient beings as long as they are employed properly and kept under control. Defilements can be of highly expedient value on many occasions, a value that is all-embracing in the sense that there is nothing that cannot be utilized. This conception of expediency, focusing on the radical but constructive attitude toward defilements or evils, is unique in Indian and Chinese Buddhism. Hurwitz understands Chih-i as both a Madhyamika and a confirmed dhyana practitioner. A dhyana practitioner is one who practices meditation with a major concern for the concentration of the mind. This practice is akin to Chih-i's cessation and contemplation. This understanding of Chih-i is correct in view of his inheritance from the Madhyamika doctrine, as well as the extremely deep concern and involvement he had in the practice of cessation and contemplation. But he is more than Madhyamika. His unique conception of the nature of truth and its realization enabled him to go far beyond the Madhyamika and found a new school of Buddhism, the Tiantai school, thus opening up a new era in the development of Buddhism. We hold firmly that the central concept in Chih-i's system of thought is the middle way Buddha nature, which has ever-abidingness, meritorious function, and embracing various dharmas as its characteristics. This position is quite different from what is held by other scholars. Our understanding is that Chih-i's threefold contemplation is worked out in the perspective of the middle way Buddha nature, and that emptiness, the provisional, and the middle way, the three elements comprising the threefold truth, are nothing but three aspects of the middle way Buddha nature, and their meanings are contained in the latter's three characteristics. Moreover, the threefold pattern tends to have a methodological role in relation to the realization of the middle way Buddha nature. In view of this, we take the middle way Buddha nature to be more primary and fundamental than the threefold pattern. Only the middle way Buddha nature, with its characteristics, can account for the threefold contemplation and the threefold truth. This middle way Buddha nature cannot be reduced to anything else.